Hello everyone! Today we'll be discussing a very important topic, how to take a puppy and not spoil it on the first day, in the first second, in the first touch, so to speak. Let's start with what to do when you pick up the puppy from the moment it's in the car. So when you pick up the puppy, you go to the car and place the puppy on by your feet. First, put the puppy by your feet, not in your arms, not on your pants, not anywhere else. Put it by your feet so you can watch them on the road and make sure they don't climb onto the seat. If they try to, you put them down, give them a light touch or push on their paw and say no. You should already be using a command to forbid them from doing something. Instead of allowing the puppy everything and petting their belly, you should start asking them to do something right away. This is a very important moment. The puppy will quickly understand that they need to listen to you and that you are the leader. So, she's traveling home in the car and you don't touch her at all. Just keep her from getting on the seat calmly. This dog doesn't try to get on the seat. But if she does, I'll explain again. Poke, say no 10 times in a row. This is just the dog's calm temperament. There are different types of dogs. Accordingly, it would be different with an excitable temperament. She would jump, climb, and try to get on the seat. So you would have to shake her repeatedly. About 10 times usually suffice to transition the dog from an excited state to a calm one. Here's a half-year-old American Bulldog puppy named Tigra. Here's one more thing. A lot of people think that if you don't take a dog at 2 months old and wait until 3 months old or even older, some people think you won't be able to train them. This dog hasn't been taught anything, and I will train her just like other dogs. The age of the dog has nothing to do with training. Even if you adopt a 10-year-old dog, you can train them just like a brand new puppy, though it may be more difficult with older dogs. If no proper training methods have been practiced, or if incorrect methods have been used, certain destructive behaviors may have developed and need to be corrected. We arrived home, and during the trip she didn't try to climb up even once. Just attempted it now when I got out to put her paws on the seat, but I nudged her a couple of times. What should we do now? If you live in an apartment and have all the necessary vaccinations, then you can go for a longer walk. However, if some vaccinations are missing, then just go for a quick pee and poop. Although, usually, if you don't have vaccinations and get a dog from a regular breeder, she won't pee and poop quickly. Dogs pee and poop quickly when they understand that they need to do it here. Well then, let's go. We're going to let the dog do its business. Make sure to praise them during this time. You can use treats if the dog is food motivated, or just use your tone of voice if not. And make sure to close the garage. Keep praising the dog. As we move back into the house, I'll explain what we need to do inside. Let's the dog out to pee. Unfortunately, I don't have any treats with me, but I'll still be able to praise it later. So don't worry, but you should always have it with you. So the dog has been acquired. By the way, I need to remind you, she's a 6-month-old girl. She hasn't learned anything in her life. She doesn't know anything, so she hasn't been trained to do anything, not even to go to the toilet. And she also reacts poorly to her name. But we will raise her like all the other dogs. And she will be for sale. Yeah, a girl for sale. She's from a litter. We just acquired her. And yeah, she peed. Good girl. Nice job. Yeah, good girl. She's from our litter. We simply acquired the litter and waited for all of them to grow up. In order to choose the best ones, we acquired 7 puppies from top-notch parents. We waited for all of them to grow up in order to choose the most stocky, the most powerful ones. Of course, we have nowhere to put all 7 dogs. So here we have selected the most powerful ones, and the rest that remained, we will sell. We have been waiting for half a year. Here, look, here it pees again. Well done, well done. Yeah, good job. And then we will go into the house, and in the house, we'll learn the most important thing that can be learned in it. That is, we will begin to demarcate the territory and study the command place in the house. We will begin to demarcate the territory, study the command place. The outdoor tasks are completed, and we immediately move into the house to start studying the command and demarcating the territory. This is the most important thing that can be learned in the house, the most useful, and we'll show you now. Now we need to give her a bed. By the way, we can give her a small bed. Why not? Let's take someone else's. We don't have to buy a new one. Yeah, let's use Mia's bed. So, we'll teach her the place command. It's even more interesting now because she doesn't have an example. Usually, we bring her here with many other dogs around. But now, while everyone is outside, she doesn't see what she needs to do. So, I'll have to do some manipulations to make her understand what is required of her. You limit her with your body language and gradually tie it to the word, which is the place command. Place, Tigra. You just insist on it. If the dog is as fast as the bullet, you put an additional controller on her to catch her and prevent her from jumping on the couch, right? Yes, you can give her some water, by the way.
Да, водичку можно.
So far, I've only had to direct her twice. What's the point? Or what do we do next? Next, we observe. So I recommend that when you get a dog, take a vacation and dedicate a full week to practicing everything. The longest, most difficult day is, of course, the first day. So I recommend that you spend time in place, that is, practicing the place command. You sit the dog in a place and observe her. She sits, you turn on the TV, put the bed somewhere in the TV zone, and watch TV, observing periodically. As soon as the dog tries to leave, you correct her with some discomfort. That is, you see, I'm pushing her a little unpleasantly. I don't get any pleasure from it either, so she will understand that leaving makes no sense. It depends on the dog's temperament how much time it will take. That's it. For example, take a look at Jessica sitting back there. Later, I'll show you how she sits with everyone else, okay? It depends on the temperament. Some dogs take more time and some take less. And if you have a small puppy, for example, a 6-month-old, half-year-old dog, or a 3-month-old puppy, you naturally set a timer and take him outside every 3 hours or so for the toilet. So the dog sat down, got up, sat down, got up, went for a walk, sat down, got up, went for a walk, and got praised. On the first day, you spend time doing these kinds of manipulations. So yeah, if you live in the city, I haven't mentioned anything about a leash because I didn't need it and I actually forgot. If you live in the city, I recommend using a training leash. You take the leash and train the dog to walk beside you. How to train to walk beside you? It's all in my private Telegram channel. And I'll show it to you on Tigra. There too. Sorry, forgot the name, just got lost in thought. I'll show it to you on her. Accordingly, how it's done, she never walked on a leash before. That is, she doesn't know how. Jessica, place, turn around, go to your place, Jessica, faster. Tigra and you, place.
Место.
That's it. Fixing, and reviewing and fixing all day. This is very important because first of all, it develops tremendous endurance. Secondly, it demarcates territory and lets the dog know that the house is not her space. It's your space and she's a guest here. That is, she's there where you told her to be. You said here, then maybe it's a place, maybe it's a shoe or any other object. You can move this bed anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can travel and the dog will always sit on the place like this. Show Jessica again. That is, as you saw all of my dogs sit like this. So you spend the first day doing this, right? And in parallel, when you go for a walk, you practice control with a leash. And before going outside, you must do the sit command, as I've already mentioned before going outside. This is how it works. You approach the exit, open the door, and place the dog there. You can start with a physical touch or a sit command. At the same time, you can teach the basics like sit, lie down, and stand. However, this is not as important as what is more practical for daily life.
Понимаешь? Место.
If you teach the dog this from the beginning, everything else will be easy. Before leaving, do some calming exercises such as walking together to reduce excitement. Also, don't forget to feed the dog on command. Tigra, place. You can help with your hands, by the way. There's nothing scary about here. Place. No. Feeding on command is quite easy to introduce. That is one of the simplest but most important elements in raising. Can you do it? Yes, you can. You can do it. Please eat. You see, she's scared and a little worried, so I'll put it inside for her. Gradually, as you introduce this, you'll be able to have, let's say, 10 dogs sitting in their places and waiting for your permission. What else would I like to add? Always praise them outside. If you have a 3-month-old puppy, there will be some confusion with the urination and defecation, but no diapers at all. Diapers are evil. You should get rid of them. If you can't walk and spend time with your dog, don't get a dog instead of using diapers. You will regret it later, as retraining from using diapers is not always easy. Your dog may end up peeing on soft surfaces for the rest of their life. You should completely remove the diapers and take your dog out every 3 to 4 hours. Praise them for going outside and scold them at home. Scolding should be uncomfortable and strong, but not necessarily rude. Take your dog by the scruff of the neck and give them a small shake to make a discomforting sound. The point is to make them understand that it hurts. Use treats outside as an incentive. The perfect moment to take your dog out is when they are just about to go pee. Pick them up and carry them in your arms, even if you live on the 15th floor. Take them outside, put them down, and let them finish their business. So you shook the dog a bit, you scold the dog finished the task outside, and you praise it. This puppy will remember the cause and effect, this whole process, and this understanding will be quickly established after a couple of times. There's nothing difficult about toilet training if you do it right. So actually teaching commands like sit, lie down, and come to me is simple, you see? These commands to sit, to lie down, and come to me. Everything is shown and done in the simplest way possible. So what's the catch? A 5-year-old child who has absolutely no understanding of education can teach a dog to sit in 10 minutes easily. But actually teaching them to sit, not to leave, but to wait, to show patience and to stay in one place until released, that is difficult. And it's necessary. What's difficult is necessary. Teaching them to sit, stay, take treats, and run away without listening is easy and unnecessary. Sitting is necessary, but it needs to be done after the educational basics like feeding, walking on a leash, and or in parallel. You can start teaching all these commands at once on the first day if you want. The important thing is that these basics are present. If these basics are not present, a dog will just be sitting, lying down, giving paw, and especially barking. Barking is just a useless, nonsensical command that dogs don't need, just like giving a paw. It's just for fun. And in general, it's just pointless. No reason. The dog will constantly wave its paw, and the voice, by the way, the dogs are naughty, some of them, and the dog will just bark begging for food. That is because usually people who teach a command voice do not understand that it's necessary to do it correctly in order to stop this barking without the command. They do not know how to stop it and will not be able to stop it. And the dog will just bark all over the apartment, constantly demanding something. Give me food, feed me, that's it. I remind you that Tigra is for sale. She costs 350,000 rubles. She will be trained the place command, so you will not have to struggle with the placement of the territory for the first few days.
Место тигра. Пень. Ой. На.
Also, feeding on command. The basis of decent walking and toilet outside, which is quite important. In general, toilet outside is probably also one of the most important skills. What else to add? What else to tell? Yes, that's all. We will teach Tigra everything. And gradually, I will post pieces of leash walking, pieces of other things. And if there's time, yes. If it's not bought suddenly, because usually they are bought suddenly, but in general, we will also teach to sit, lie down, and come to you. These are the basics. Why not? Maybe we'll go for a walk in the city, right?
Место.
So I will say goodbye to everyone. Wish you a great day. Now I will sit, watch, and struggle. That's it. Goodbye.